A conservation competition. Northwestern students take the challenge to see which residence hall or Greek house can conserve the most water and energy. Students at Northwestern University are mastering the fine art of conservation. Students on campus engage in a month-long competition called the Green Cup. The goal? To be the campus residence hall or Greek house to have used the least amount of water and energy at the end of the month.
Northwestern is committed to sustainability, and conservation makes sense. Why use more resources than you need to?
Julie Cahalane, Northwestern's manager of refuse and recycling, oversees the student-run competition and hopes Green Cup impacts students for the rest of their lives.
Right now, students living on campus are not responsible for their own utility bills, but someday they will be. And I think Green Cup gives them a better understanding of how they can better manage that cost and that responsibility as they move on in life, and instills habits that really will be important for the rest of their lives.
Northwestern building management employee Luis Ramirez is responsible for reading all of the electricity and water meters for Green Cup. Every week, he makes his way across campus, comparing how each residence is doing.
Every week, I read about 50 buildings for Green Cup, and I will send that information to Julie at 2020 Facilities Management.
The information is then posted weekly on a website so participants can monitor their progress. Students take the competition very seriously and manage to conserve in very creative ways.
Turning out the lights, unplugging things, in our rooms.
A lot of dark hallways, unplugging the laundry machines, not doing laundry for 2 weeks. Army showers, really fast showers.
Unplugging electronics is a great one. Unplugging chargers even when things aren't charging.
Using natural light instead of their own lights. Turning off faucets while they're brushing their teeth.
Sophomore Mark Silberg lives at Greenhouse, a dorm centered around environmentalism. They live like this year-round, and this is the dorm to beat.
Greenhouse has won Green Cup every year since its inception in, I think, 2008. And to begin with, Greenhouse has about a third of the per capita energy use and about half of the per capita water use of any of the dorms on campus. So we're already starting out with pretty much an advantage. In order to win Green Cup, it's about aggregate action. It's about collective action. So little things like taking shorter showers, not using the dryers, maybe avoiding laundry for the month, studying in communal areas, that sort of thing, avoiding using the lights in your room. Overall, throughout the month, if everybody does one of those things every day, it'll add up to quite an impact. It shouldn't be Greenhouse winning every year. That's our job. So I'm really excited to see how the other dorms do.
Someone will eventually beat Greenhouse.
Senior Michael Giannetto is a member of Zeta Beta Tau fraternity, and he's one of the organizers of Green Cup.
One thing that my fraternity does is, it's kind of funny, they have like every time someone does something sustainable by turning off a light, for example, or turning off the water, they say Green Cup, and so it kind of catches on.
Green Cup!
Throughout Green Cup, we hold several events to educate students and get people more involved, and we have them sign in for their dorms or Greek houses to get participation points. We had a opening speaker where we had someone from the Brookfield Zoo talk about climate change and how it relates to the oceans.
Coral reefs are under a three-pronged attack.
We've had a green-themed basketball game where there was a halftime show where competitors had to sort out recycling and complete a layup. And we also had someone dress up as a tree and gave out free hugs during the game. So that was pretty funny. And I think it just helps spread the word about Green Cup.
Sophomore Christine Whirling, member of Gamma Phi Beta sorority, hopes the sacrifices people make in the name of competition will be something that sticks with people once the event ends.
I think it's sometimes hard for people to realize that their actions do have an impact. And I definitely think it's hard to see because there's not always an immediate reward. The environment can't come out and thank you for your actions, but hopefully people will realize that those little things do add up.
Green Cup student organizers already know how important conserving water and energy is. Their passion for the environment began at an early age.
My parents are veterinarians. And so I would say that my connection with nature began with my connection with animals.
I've lived in New York City my entire life. I guess I started becoming passionate about the environment by noticing so many people and so many things in New York, and I was wondering where everything went.
as I was growing up, we lived right by a forest preserve. We'd always take camping vacation trips, and I was just brought up in an environment of loving nature and loving the outdoors and being outside.
Now they all plan to make the environment their life's work.
There are so many connections between politics and the economy and the environment that there's a lot of room in there to make a difference.
I hope after undergraduate school I can continue on to vet school.
In college it became my major, and I'm going to continue pursuing this after college and try to pursue a PhD in environmental engineering.
At the end of the competition, a whopping 363,000 gallons of water were saved during this year's Green Cup, and 73,000 kilowatt hours of electricity went unused. This saved more than $5,000 in electricity costs alone. This year's winners of Green Cup included Sergeant Hall, a sorority which finished ahead of another by only the slightest margin, Kappa Delta.
Greenhouse wins again.
And Greenhouse, the dorm challenging everyone to try to take the cup from them next year.